I must admit that I do not watch the Kentucky Derby every year, but if you do, then I certainly have a great cocktail for you on the day where y'all wear your funny hats at home. It's not a mint julep, because that wouldn't be tiki enough for me. Today's cocktail is a Mai Tai Riff, and it's called a Kentucky Mai Tai. I assume that the name has more to do with Kentucky bourbon than the actual Derby, but I'm ready to try it for you now nonetheless, so let's get to it. So flippin' delicious. It's got so much flavor. It uses bourbon and mezcal, but it's really well balanced. That mezcal does not overwhelm at all. It's not super smoky like you might think. I'll use peach liqueur, which I really do taste, and wait for it, Cynar, folks. Peaches and Cynar, I think that is just genius. Then we have our usual suspect of Orgeat, giving it a great smooth mouthfeel. You can expect to be able to taste almost every one of these ingredients, one right after another. Great, flavorful cocktail. You really gotta stick around for this one because it's super, super good. Let's go over the ingredients for this showstopper coming up next. Now this is the kind of Mai Tai that I really love. So let's get started so you can try it and see if you really love it as well. We're gonna start with ½ ounce of Orgeat, ½ ounce of lemon juice. After that, ½ ounce of Cynar. I can never have too many Cynar cocktails. I love them, but I do wish I had the Cynar 70 because I know that this would really amp up the flavor and make that Cynar stand out a little bit more. It's so good. It's not as bitter as some Amaros can be. It has an artichoke on the label here, and it is made with artichokes, but it has over 11 other botanicals and doesn't actually taste like artichokes in my opinion. It's slightly sweet. And it's not very medicinal like other Amaros can be as well. I highly, highly recommend that you get yourself a bottle. I have a couple of cocktails on my channel that I use the Cynar with, but so does Tim over on his channel at The Spirit of the Cocktail. He probably has way more than I do. I will link his channel below so you can go over there and check that out. Next up is ½ ounce of peach liqueur. I'm using Giffard's today. This one actually tastes like peaches, like fresh peaches. I think their liqueurs are really top notch for me. And in this cocktail, the peach really, really comes through. Great flavor. 1 ounce of mezcal. I used Vita today, as you may know. It's my go-to. It's the only one I have right now. I think it's a really great starter mezcal. I think Dan's recipe calls for the Nuestra Soledad Espadín, Joven, I think it's called. It's a lot. So if you happen to have that, of course, use that. But if you don't, use whatever you got. 1 ounce of bourbon. Today I'm using Old Grandad 114. This bourbon is my absolute favorite for Halakulani. I made that a couple years ago here on my channel. It's my all-time favorite bourbon tiki cocktail. But I felt like Old Grandad Overproof bourbon would really stand up well to that mezcal. I don't think it's as sweet for this cocktail, but I think like Buffalo Trace, I think that would be too sweet. But if you have Evan Williams Black Label or Evan Williams Extra Gold, use that because that's what the recipe actually calls for. If you don't have any of these, just use whatever bourbon you have. It's excellent no matter what. So that's all of our ingredients. Let's shake this one up with some ice. Let's get some ice into our glass here. Get this into the mug. A little more ice. I'm gonna garnish with a pineapple wedge on the side. A little bit of mint. A cherry on a cocktail pick, Surfside Sips cocktail pick. That'll go in there. And we get a little Surfside Sip straw in there somewhere as well. That's a mammoth piece of mint there, but I think it looks really cool. This is a Kentucky Mai Tai. I am telling you all right now, put down whatever you are doing and source the things to make this one. It's just a roller coaster of a cocktail, and it's very, very, very tasty. It's not super sweet. It's got a bit of smokiness in there, but it's not overwhelming. It's packed with flavor, and I really think that you will love it, but just let me know in the comments. Let me know if you make it, come back, talk to me. I love to interact with you guys. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend it with me today. Thank you so much. Hope you make the Kentucky Mai Tai, and I hope you have a great weekend and have fun watching the Derby. Until next week, cheers, my friends. Be well. It's like a tower of mint.